The day I stopped to help a stranded driver changed both our lives forever. I almost drove past her that rainy Tuesday evening. It was already dark. I was exhausted after a 12-hour shift at the hospital, and helping a stranger with car trouble wasn't exactly on my agenda. But something about the woman standing beside her broken-down car in the pouring rain. Parrot shoulders slumped, foam pressed helplessly to her ear. Parrot made me pull over. Need some help? I called through my passenger window. She looked up, rainwater streaming down her face. My car just died and my phone's dead too. I was pretending to talk to someone so I'd look less vulnerable. That honest admission made me smile. I am Ellie. I am a nurse, not a serial killer, I promise. Do you need a ride somewhere? She hesitated only briefly before introducing herself as Maya. My apartment's just 3 miles from here. I'd be so grateful as we drove, Maya explained. She just moved to town for a job at the Children's Hospital Perrin, the same hospital where I worked. She was a pediatric oncologist starting next week. What were the odds? I've been so nervous about this move, she confessed. I don't know anyone here, and starting over at 34 feels terrifying. Well now, you know me, I said impulsively, and I know all the best coffee spots near the hospital. That rainy night rescue should have been the end of our story. Parent, a random act of kindness between future colleagues. But 2 days later, I received a call that shattered my world. My 6-year-old niece, Zoe, who lived with me since my sister's death, had been diagnosed with leukemia, and the blur of tests and terror that followed. I found myself sitting across from a doctor I recognized. Parent Maya. The coincidence was so bizarre that we both just stared at each other. You are Zoe's aunt? She finally asked. I nodded, unable to speak through my tears. Then I am especially glad I'll be her doctor, she said softly, because I already know how fiercely she's loved. The next 8 months were the hardest of my life. Childhood cancer is a special kind of hellparn. Watching a little girl lose her hair, her energy, sometimes even her smile. But through it all, Maya was extraordinary. She treated Zoe not just as a patient, but as a person, making her laugh even on the worst days, explaining complicated procedures with stuffed animals, celebrating every tiny victory. What Maya didn't know was that she was saving me too. On nights when fear threatened to drown me, she'd text. Zoe told me a joke today. Ask her about the penguin with the sunburn, or she'd leave coffee in Zoe's room with a note. For the world's best aunt, keep breathing. When Zoe finally rang the remission bell 6 months ago, Maya cried as hard as we did last week. As Zoe and I were baking cookies to bring to her 1-year follow-up appointment, she asked me a question that stopped me cold. Auntie Ellie, what would have happened if you didn't stop to help Dr. Maya that night? I looked at my healthy, laughing niece and felt a chill run through me. How many decisions do we make each day without realizing they might be the most important ones of our lives? I don't know, sweetheart, I answered honestly, but I am very glad I did. Yesterday, the 3 of us had dinner together to celebrate Zoe's clean scan. As Maya and I watched Zoe chase fireflies in my backyard afterward, Maya quietly said, you know, I almost took a job in Boston instead. I only chose this hospital at the last minute. We looked at each other, understanding the fragile thread of coincidences that had brought us together. Parent, a dead car battery, a rainy night, a split-second decision to pull over. Sometimes the smallest choice, parent, to stop or keep driving, to help or look away, parent, can alter the course of multiple lives. I am reminded of this every morning when I see Zoe's smile, and I never drive past a stranded motorist anymore.